because that video was interesting that I watched, because I'm sitting up here listening to this dude, and he was making a video about Woodstock 1999. And I was like, oh, I remember Woodstock 99 very well, even though I wasn't there. But I remember Woodstock 99. And so this dude made this video talking about the music industry and how the music industry was like, you know, the first Woodstock was about peace and love. You know, people came from different places. They had a good time. Woodstock 99 was, you know, it had a lot of bands, and a lot of bands, you know, like, you know, he was naming the bands like Limp Bizkit, Korn, System of a Down, Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I've seen this dude every blue moon. Like, every now and then I see this dude pop up somewhere. And so I know how he gets down. You know, because he's talking about, like, he's 40 years old, don't have any kids. You know, he's, you know, saying, like, the world has been more feminized you know, since he was a kid. You know, because it's all about masculinity. So this Woodstock video was kind of about that. And so he was saying how, you know, in the early, like, late 90s, early 2000s, you had those groups that I mentioned, like Rage Against the Machine, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and all, which I listened to all those bands. And so, like, you know, he was making his point. Then he was saying, is like the reason why, you know, because he was saying how, like, the venues were, you know, price gouging people, and people was mad. You know, the toilet, you know, like the toilet water was everywhere. You know, it was hot, blah, blah, blah. And so people was getting mad. While at the same time he was talking about like, now bands are more feminized, like with the Strokes, My Chemical Romance, and those, like, basically in the 2010s. He was interspersing those talking points. Then he got to the rap industry. And then he was saying how rap music was always talking about shooting each other. I was up to him up to that point, because I like those bands. I still listen to Limp Bizkit and all those bands back then. I still listen to them like they're new, like that shit just came out. But he lost me on the rap thing. Now, why is it he's not bringing up that more white people go to rap concerts? And he's always talking about, he was saying, like the rap music is talking about shooting and killing. Okay, even if you took it that way, again, you have a lot of white people going to rap concerts and buying rap albums. You're not talking about the white mass shooters. You're not talking about the criminality that white people do. But you're talking about rap music. Then, on top of that, you damn sure ain't talking about the fact that these rappers, like the known rappers everybody knows, they never killed anybody in real life. You may find one or two, like, no-name rappers, or not as big rappers, but like Ice Cube, Snoop, Dr. Dre, like, who else? Like DMX, Busta Rhymes, like Redman, Method Man, people in the Wu-Tang. Like, they never shot anybody. Like, yeah, they say that in their lyrics, but it's like all these groups of people that are not black were dumb enough to believe that, oh, listen to them. They always talk about shooting and killing each other, but these rappers never did. Because if they did, they would have been in jail for a long time, or if they killed somebody, they would have been in jail for life in prison. So obviously they didn't do the things they were saying, like in their rap lyrics. Like, of course, like maybe like the worst they have probably done, and this is not the worst coming from where you're coming from, but the worst they probably ever did was sell drugs. But white dudes do that all the time. Hell, where do you think the dope comes from? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you're not going to talk about that, but you're going to try to make it seem like, oh, black people was just doing all the crime. Then he was talking about like Woodstock, and the reason why everybody was like destroying stuff because they was mad at the system and you know, the for-profit venues and all this other stuff. So okay, but then when you talk about 2020, then it's like how come the people that was protesting in 2020 don't get that same grace? That maybe we're mad at the system because we pay taxes to the police that end up shooting us in the back. Maybe we're mad at that. But you're not going to mention that, though. You're just going, it's like black bad, white good. Like, white people was mad at the system because they was getting ripped off, but black people being mad, they're like, oh, they're destroying their own property. It's that type of thing. So how come we can't get that same grace? It's always this double standard. It's just like, oh, when a white person, like when black people wear braids or something, oh, that's unprofessional. But when white women do it, oh, this is chic and this is exotic and all this. And it's like, really? That like what this dude said was bullshit. Like I said, I was with him with the whole thing about the music industry. Because like I said, I listen to these bands still. But then it's like you making this like kind of like double standard, like white people that was there could get a pass for Woodstock, but black people are violent. And I'm like I said, nah. It's just like the whole thing, right? Now, a lot of like white people like Eminem for the white reasons. See, I like Eminem for the right reasons. Like, Eminem was a cool rapper. Like, he's cool. The problem that I have, not necessarily with Eminem, but it's like, that's like white people's favorite rapper. When he was rapping and he got the game from black people that came before him. But it's like white people's favorite rapper is Eminem all the time. Eminem. But it's like, oh, what he was saying, oh, he was funny. He was being tongue-in-cheek. We could relate to him. When he talked about, you know, killing, he got a song talking about killing his ex, like, wife or girlfriend. He was talking about shooting and killing and doing drugs. He didn't like his mom. But that's cool. But when it came to black people, like, we're not going to talk about killing our moms. When we was talking about, like, selling drugs, shooting people, it's like, oh, that's how they are. When they never shot anybody. Like I said, if anything, like, the quote-unquote worst thing they could have ever done was, like, sell drugs. But then when you got people in this economic, you know, you depriving them, and you got them, you know, living in these like conditions, and then you bring drugs over here and then demonize and criminalize it and be like, see, that's how they are. It's like, what did you expect? You won't give us a job. Like, what did you want us to do? And then when we sell the drugs that you bring into this country, then demonize it, then it's like, that's a problem now. But then when it's about fentanyl and meth, oh, we gotta bring in clinics and we gotta help them because they're struggling. Cause meth and fentanyl is mostly done by white people. But now we gotta have clinics and shit now. How come we couldn't have clinics and everything back in the 80s and 90s? So this is just what I'm saying. Like, and like I said, this dude, I know what his get down is. Like I know what type of, I know where he's leans. I just know what side he's leaning on. And like I said, his argument is bullshit. Because if that's the case, then like what about like when these people's favorite sports team wins? You know what I mean? And they be destroying other people's cars that's not theirs. They're jumping on street poles and all that. So what is that? When you getting that excited to start burning people's shit because your favorite team won or lost, we ain't gonna say nothing about that though. But you want to talk about riots and everything. See, that's what I'm saying. The dude is like I said, is bullshit. It's straight up and down bullshit, dude. So I'm like, I'm hearing dude's video and I'm like, yeah, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Like this is just a double standard with this. Or like it was this video I was watching. He was like, you know, black people do all the crime, yada, yada, yada. But these people never bring up the exoneration rates of black people, though. But he was like, black people do all the crime. And so the dude was like, white people do most of the crime. He was like, if there's some statistics, I'll believe it. But I don't see it. And so dude, he brought up his phone. He said that this is how many, there's more white people that do more crime than black people. And he was like, no, I don't believe that. And he's showing him on the phone. He was like, this is the FBI statistics. Then he was like, well, I mean, like, I really don't see everything in black and white. You know, we should all come together as Americans. I was like, see, that is the point. It's just like, y'all just keep running around with these talking points. Don't know what you're talking about. And then when somebody says something to the contrary, then it's like, then you don't know what to say. I'm like I said, it's just bullshit. Like I said, dude's video about Woodstock, like I was rocking with him up to that point when he mentioned rap music. It's just like Billy Corgan, and he's talking about, like, even though I'm gonna post this video, like, even though this was some weeks ago when he said this, but I'm posting this like in June somewhere. But even he was saying like rap music like destroyed like rock music or something, and people would have to like basically check him on that and be like, look, because this one dude, he was like, no, because back in TRL, pop music was reigning supreme. Like the Backstreets and NSYNCs, like the boy bands, the girl like Britney Spears, like the boy bands like Backstreet and NSYNC. Then you had like the girls like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Jessica Simpson. You had like other like, you know, pop acts. And like rap music was like, it was popular, but it wasn't like hitting the top. I think like maybe like one rap song or a few. It was like less rap songs made it to the top, like the number one on TRL. But like Backstreet and NSYNC, because I distinctively remember Backstreet, NSYNC, and like Limp Bizkit and Korn was constantly battling for number one. So it was more the boy bands that was like reigning supreme back then that took rock out of it. But it was just like, yo, you kind of like, and everybody like black knew that it was like, okay, this is kind of like coded language basically, Billy. So it's kind of like shit like that. Like, nah, fam. But like I said, it's always when if y'all motherfuckers could blame us for any little thing, y'all would and won't even, like, it's just so insidious. Like, it's just sitting up there like Like you're saying this, but not bringing up any other factors. Like I'm gonna give you a good point. Y'all always talk about Chicago. If you watch the news, they will say, because I remember what I was looking at this dude, because I was looking at this guy's video, like his videos, like checking it. Like I remember this guy. And I was looking through his videos all the way back to like 11, 14 years ago. And I remember he had this video and he was saying like, I came across, he was saying something about the crime in Chicago. So it was like, okay, the crime in Chicago is always viewed like, it's always this high number. It's always this extreme number. It's like 70 people or 80 people got shot over the holiday weekend. But there's no suspects. Now you gotta think, in this day and age, when you got like ring cameras, you got street cameras, everybody has a phone, and you have no suspects. Now 70 or however many people, that's a lot of people that got shot. That's a lot. Now you telling me that you can't find nobody? That seems very suspicious. Like, I mean, nobody's saying like, oh, somebody shot me, or like whatever the case is. You see what I'm saying? Like those people would have went to the hospital. So how come? Like, where they at then? You see what I mean? Like, if you got 70-something people that got shot, no suspects, you didn't catch nobody running on the street camera, you didn't see nobody running from the ring camera, then they have these I don't know what the fuck they are. They like cameras or something where they could detect where gunshots are at. Like, if there's a gunshot, it rings, the sound vibrates and it rings, and you know, it catches. The camera catches it on this device. And you telling me you still can't catch nobody? But all these people get shot over the holiday weekend and nobody says nothing. Like I said, but nobody ever questions it. It's just like, oh yeah, I believe that. 70 people got shot over the holiday weekend. That's why Chicago is violent. And it's like, but you're not using critical thinking skills. Like, wait a minute. That's a lot of people that got killed. Like, and then they never get killed. They just say they got shot. You don't know if they, like, you telling me all 70 people, that's another thing. All 70 people, they got shot. Some of them didn't die. You see what I'm saying? Like, out of all these people, it's like everybody got shot in the leg or something. See, this is exactly my point. That is bullshit. And people just run with it because it's just like, well, that's how they are. But you're not questioning it. That's not how we are. Like, there's nobody in my family that went to jail. Like, currently, right now, nobody in my family has gone to jail. So I don't know what you're talking about. The people I grew up with, like, as far as I know, none of them have gone to jail. So, like I said, I don't know who y'all talking about, or who y'all, I don't know about that. Again, y'all just seem like y'all just hear these talking points and just run with this shit. See, so that's what I'm saying. Like, dude's video about Woodstock, it was trash. And going back to the whole like crime rate in Chicago, you have people like live in white enclaves that are not even from Chicago, or that y'all live somewhere else, like in like Idaho, where most, like, you know, in some white area, talking about some city you don't know nothing about. So that's what I'm saying. It's just bullshit, dude. Fuck dude. fuck his video, because I see, like I said, the truth be told, like I somewhat agree with like some of the stuff that he was like in the video he was talking about the feminization of the music industry and why we got what we got. It's like, yeah, I could see his point. I agree with the shit to a certain degree, you know what I mean? But it's just like, now when he got other videos talking about like why he's not dating, like, oh, he won't have kids because, like that video, he was like he won't have kids because they're trying to indoctrinate kids in school. See, now I'm like, man, fuck, dude, I can't get behind that. I just can't get behind that. But even though we were the type of kids, because he seemed like he's around my age, we grew up when we didn't have all this like, because I don't know what goes on in schools, because I haven't been to a school in like in eons. But like when we went to school, like we didn't have like the participation trophies type. Like he's that type of dude. Like kids are soft because they got participation trophies now. And it's like, yeah, back in the day we had like, we was different. You know, you lost, you won, you got better at the thing, and you know, if you get a chance to challenge the person, then you try to win next time. And you know, people wasn't coddling people didn't have the mental health. It was just like, you know, you roast people, you got made fun of, you fought. You know, we was, you know, we got cuts and bruises. We played football in the streets, on concrete. You know, we did some real shit. Now, it's like, yeah, people being coddled, the people are soft. It's like, y'all could agree with that. But talking about they indoctrinating people and shit, it's kind of like, bro. Like, I remember back in the day, like, even though we had a gay kid. No, he wasn't. We didn't know if he was. But we just assumed he was. The way his mannerisms. And he always used to hang out with this red-headed girl in school. And he wore glasses. You know, he was, not saying people that wear glasses is like feminine or nothing, but I'm just trying to make a description. You know, I think he had freckles on his face. He had glasses. He was always hanging out with this red-headed girl. We assumed that he was gay. But it was just like, it is what it is. He was just, he ain't fucking with none of us, so it was like, it was cool. But like, that's like, we assumed that he was, and that was then. So now, with these kids these days, I mean, you just gotta like come to terms with like half of your kids' school is gay. You know what I mean? It's just like, it just is what it is. You know, people know certain stuff that we didn't know back then. But it's like, yeah, like your principal was probably gay, and you know what I mean? And it's just like, you talking about like people indoctrinating people and shit. Like, it's just like, dude, stop. But then you have all these people on the right caught with like, you know, like what they call it, CSAM or whatever, like you know, child stuff, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, like, all these people on the right got caught with that shit. But you weren't about, like, your kid's class or something. Like I said, it's like, I see where he coming from. Like, he like I said, I agree with the dude enough a little bit up to that point. Because he's on that shit. Like I said, because he was like, I won't have kids because they trying to get you and all this other stuff. It's like, no, they're not trying to get you, bro. Stop. But like I said, I see where he coming from. And it's just he's on that. But anyway, like I said, dude, like I said, y'all need to get off this culture war bullshit. Like, on some real shit. The internet, I always say this, social media was the worst thing mankind could have ever made. It's the worst thing. Because you got all these people that's fucking up people's lives. They hearing all these voices. They doing all this shit because of social media. Social media has fucked up everything. And it's so like, y'all got to get off this culture war shit, because all these people that you're trying to demonize is not your problem. It's the billionaires that's the problem, taking the shit away from y'all. It's not the trans people that's taking away your jobs, or like the migrant workers, like, oh, they're taking away your jobs, these same jobs that you wouldn't want to do. It's the billionaires that's shipping your job overseas, or automating them shits. Now it's AI and they replaced you with a machine. It's the billionaires doing this shit. It's not black people. It's not the immigrants. It's not gay, trans, or whatever. Stop with this bullshit, bro. On some real shit. Y'all motherfuckers is corny. Matter of fact, yo, this dude was talking about the Mario movie that came out, you know, when it came out a few like days ago. But when you see that, when you hear this video, it's been months. And he was like, I'm glad I'm seeing a movie where I could sit there with my kids and not worry about being indoctrinated, or some stupid shit he said. And it's like, see, this is exactly my point. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And this man got 3 kids. You that goddamn fragile that you just worrying about if there's some message in some movie. Like, come on, dude. Like, look, I remember as a kid that I watched the movie Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington in it. And this was when I was a kid. And, you know, Tom Hanks' character had AIDS. And, you know, people at his job didn't want to deal with him. It was like he was a discrimination case. So, like, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but if my memory serves me correctly, that's what the movie was about. And I was a kid seeing that. I was a kid seeing RuPaul. I was a kid, you know, watching Nerves in Paradise, and Lamar's character was black. He not only he was black, he was gay. And nobody ever said like, oh, you shouldn't let him see that because it's going to feminize the boy or something. You know what I'm saying? It was like I seen the movie, you know, like Romeo and Juliet with Mercutio, even though he wasn't gay, but he was dressed in drag with the with Young Hearts Run Free music part. And it just is what it is. It's like now you got these nutsacks that grew up just afraid of every goddamn thing. Talking this shit. Talking about like, oh, it's an agenda. It's a message. Like they will swear up and down. They for some odd reason, you will swear up and down these 3 planes right here is some agenda. Like somehow, some shape or form, you will say, oh, this is some agenda. This is some psyop. So like the psyop. And then the Matrix is trying to get you and shit. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Like I said, just the shit y'all be saying and that got you fucked up in the head. Y'all fucked up, man. Y'all are fucked up. Stop believing in this culture war bullshit. Get off the internet and live your goddamn life. That's all I gotta say. I'm out.